Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Shout out to our radio partners, Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. Tonight's show is powered by Live Long Health, Paris Ice Bar, Copajn Vodka, Fiya Infusions, and Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Be sure to tap in with us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, honey, and don't forget, the MzMetchi Show comes on every Monday at 11 a.m. It's showtime. Let's get it. This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the LinkedIn Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Tuda in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Okay, bye. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in, and right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, it's your boy $2 Fabo, Bankhead Fabo. Oh, hey man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi, and I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Oh, Fabo!
Hey, y'all. Don't mind me. I had to start it off. I'm like, I need to get hyped real quick. It's Friday Eve. It's a party. Good throwback. And y'all know I got the cut water, so we about to cut up tonight. Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and boy, do I have a show for you. Had to kick it off with a little bit of a throwback Thursday with my boy Amio. That was Home. And of course, it is available anywhere that you listen to your favorite tunes. Anywhere. Okay, shout out to Amio. I'm waiting for the new music to drop. Y'all know I love to stay in tune with my artists. So shout out to him again. That was Home by Amio. Shout out to all my listeners that are tuning in with us on our Facebook and YouTube feed tonight. Jump in on tonight's conversation. I have a very, very special guest. Like, y'all, when I tell you, for one, I love meeting new people always, but I love to meet other extraordinary women. And y'all just hold, because I got my special guest tonight that I am so excited to introduce to all of our listeners. So you all are going to want to stick around here for just a little bit, because I know y'all like to bounce in and out. But I'm telling you, my guest tonight is someone that if you are not already following her, I can guarantee you after tonight's interview, you're going to be scrambling trying to get back to her page to go ahead and follow her tonight. Now, if you all are interested in any advertising with the Blueprint Media Company, make sure that you visit the bpmediaco.com or MzMetchi.com. There is information on both of my sites so that we can connect and get your business promoted. And, you know, I'm so happy. I'll jump into it in tonight's Hate It and Love It segment after our interview tonight, but I'm really excited for the expansion that's going on within the Blueprint Media Company, where now there's going to be more eyes that can be put on your business, your initiative. If you've got music, whatever it is that you're doing, I want to help get it out to the masses as much as I can. You know, look, I may not have a lot of followers, but I tell you what, we have impact. Clock that. So if you're interested in advertising with me, please make sure that you go ahead and hit those sites and let's do it. Now, of course, I have to shout out my amazing radio partners. So shout out to Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, Indie 101.5, and Swag Her. After tonight's broadcast, you all can listen to the Blueprint Live, listen to the replay, honey, on Sundays at 3 p.m. on all of those stations. And of course, Swag Her, they are our media partners, so you can also catch the live on there. And look, if you just don't happen to miss Thursdays and Sundays, it's cool. The Blueprint Live is available anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast or radio shows. So if you all can, I'm a Spotify girly personally, but wherever you listen to music, your tunes, anything, please just, drop that save on the playlist. I would love to support you too. Okay. And of course, make sure that you're following MzMetchi and the Blueprint Media Company on all platforms. Remember, I'm your media person that's going to follow you back. Okay. I will follow you back if you go ahead and just hit that button for me. Last but not least, thank you to my amazing sponsors, because without them, I am not able to bring you all what is happening in the streets, nor bring you all of the amazing people that come on the show. So shout out to Live Long Health, Copajn Vodka. Now, I'm not sipping my Copajn tonight. We're sipping another one of our partners for the brunch, Hermanos Amigas Tequila, tonight. So shout out to them as well. And of course, Pretty Curvy Savage, Paris Ice Bar, and Fiya Infusions. After tonight's show, everyone that I just mentioned, including my special guest tonight, you can find their pages hyperlinked to the post. If it's on YouTube, I just encourage you to stop and take a moment and follow them. Y'all know how we get down over here. We got to support. Keep the support going. Now, my special guest tonight, we are going to be talking a lot about confidence and really like gaining the clarity that you need to take things to the next level. So I'm excited for tonight's conversation. And as I tell y'all every week that the topic is always the hardest thing for me to figure out when I want to do the show every week. But in light of Laura Robertson, who is my special guest tonight, I felt like I wanted to talk about this. Boom. How do you protect your spark? Okay, because we talk about confidence. We talk about building it up, but then you know what happens? It's like when you get it, and the outside people or the things or the entities in the environment, they want to take it away. They like, you got this confidence, baby, I need to snatch it. We're talking about it tonight for the topic. So if you all can stick around, jump in. I want to chat with you. Drop your businesses in the comments. I remind you all of this every week, so I'm just going to put it on the screen because I don't want nobody to be like, well, girl, we was talking about this. Drop your business. Okay. I want to connect with you, and somebody needs what it is that you have to offer. So I encourage you, you got an event, you got a book, a song, whatever is going on, drop it in the comments for us. We will support you over here. Y'all already know how we do. Now, I want to go ahead and get this set up. Before I bring in my guest tonight, I'll tell you this. I started off by saying that I love meeting new people. And just a few weeks ago, you all remember that I was a panelist at the BWPL, our networking soiree. This was the first one to kick it off for 2026. And of course, the conversation was surrounding media, marketing. Shout out to Reese, shout out to BWPL, all of my sisters, as well as my sisters that sat alongside me. But special shout out to the other women that were in the room, the vendors. These women are business owners, and they came in and we all connected, we fellowshipped, and we talked. And I tell you what, when I walked up to Laura's table. So I'm gonna let me go ahead and put her information on here right now, because I feel like, look, we got to get it prepared for my guests tonight. But when I walked up to Laura's table, let me tell you, her energy is contagious. And when I tell you, you know how you meet people and it's just like, she's the it girl. She is that girl. Laura, and her whole aura and everything, before she even told me what it was that she does and all that she does, because baby, we getting into it tonight. I was just completely enthralled with her spirit and just how she, promoted her business. And I knew, like, we connected instantly. I'm like, girl, I want you on the show. I'm like, girl, we about to do some things. And I'm so excited that we were able to, because I say that to people all the time, and then it'd be like a year later that we get on, but we were very, very intentional. And I'm so excited to introduce you all to my special guest tonight. Laura Robinson, but she's also known in the streets, okay, out here as Laura Empowhers. Because, baby, you cannot meet her or come into contact with her and not step it up as far as that feeling good and that confidence. So, Laura, if you're ready for me, I'm gonna go ahead. Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready? Okay, I want to introduce you all to my special guest tonight. I'm getting it prepared because I can't bring her on and it's not right. Okay, Laura Empowhers.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. That was a very special introduction. And I would say the same to you, MzMetchi. And thank you for having me on your beautiful show. Congrats to everything that you are doing as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just, it's been a road, girl. It has. And I just I've been so excited. Laura, I actually, when I talked to her, I hadn't made it public yet as far as what was going on. So when you and I talked, I'm just like inside information.
Yes.
So I'm so excited for all of the things that's going on. It's amazing. Amazing.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Definitely.
Now, Laura, we got to jump into all of the things that you're doing because you have some very exciting things coming up too.
I do. Yes. So I have my business in Elgin. It's called Beautiful Potential Consulting. So that's a beauty branding and business coaching company, basically.
Okay. Yes.
So with my background in beauty, I'm a licensed cosmetologist as well as licensed instructor. I've been director of education. I've been executive director for beauty schools throughout my career. And so beauty has always been my passion. I've always leaned back to beauty, right? So anything that's your passion, you always fall back to it. But along the lines, I've shifted more on the operations and marketing and, sales side of the beauty industry. And so I created a business when I left my corporate job in 2019. Hey, Jamila, I created a business that aligns with basically packaged up everything, all of my skill set and all of my love and passion and packaged it into my business, Beautiful Potential Consulting. And if you break it down, it's actually be you to full potential. And it's helping women and empowering them to become their best self through beauty, through confidence, through the business coaching, through the branding, so that they can develop that confidence to get them to where they need to be.
Now, I want to in this conversation, I want to hold on to what you just said, but before we go any further, I usually like to take my listeners on a little bit of a journey when my guests come on. So I know that you spoke about beauty being your passion, but was it something that you were always interested in, kind of like growing up? And if so, when was that moment that you knew, like, hey, I think I want to pursue this and just really kind of like lean on the beauty part?
Oh my goodness. I have a funny story behind that as well. But yes, I've always been the little girl that did everyone's hair, makeup. My mom used to sell Mary Kay when I was younger. That was like her part-time income. And so I would always go into all of her stuff. She would always do her own hair because she couldn't afford, to get Pampers. So she would figure out how to do her own stuff. So I would like piggyback, watch my mom. But I always did my cousin's hair, makeup, and all of that. And then as I got a little older, I had an auntie. She lived in Canada and she would come visit, right? She would come back and forth to visit from Canada to Illinois and stay with us for a little while. And she would take me shopping and she had wads of cash. And I'd be like, Auntie, what the heck do you do? Like, I want to be like you when I grow up, right? So Aunt Kuna was her name. And Aunt Kuna was like, honey, I cut hair, right? I'm a stylist, And so I'm like, ooh, I want to make money like Auntie. Like, I want to be like Auntie and, make money doing hair. Cause she drove up in a Ferrari one time. And then I'm like, whoa.
Oh, she was doing hair. Okay. She was doing some hair.
So let me tell you, as I got older and old enough to understand. Yeah. And Kuna came and she's like, I'm going to work. And she's like, I have to tell you something. She's like, I really am not a stylist. I'm really a stripper. When I got old enough to understand.
Wait, for real? Girl. No, look, that's okay. Look. Over here, like, we listening, we do not judge. Like, you have.
However, she installed that passion for hair, and so I kept that passion for hair. I didn't follow her footsteps to become a stripper,
Okay.
Although the craziest part is I had a cousin. My cousin favored me, and so she was also a dancer and an exotic dancer, and people would mistake us, and they would like think that
They're like, are you like, is
yeah,
it you?
yes, and to the point, like my ex-husband, we were separated at the time, and he came to my mom's house, and I had just moved into my mom's house, and he was like, my friend told me he saw you dancing, and I looked at him, I played along with it, and I looked at him, I said, well, damn, how you think I'm paying for all these cars, and how you think I'm paying for the house, and I got to pay the bill somehow. I'm like, you're not giving me nothing.
Laura,
Ain't
you
no
acting up.
baby mama of mine gonna be stripping, and he started going off. I'm like, hey, well,
Look, mind your business. Okay.
that's right. And pay what you got to pay. Don't worry about what I'm doing to get mine.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I tricked him. I'm like, oh yeah. So how you think I'm paying all these bills? Not by you.
Okay, like, but no assistance needed. That is hilarious,
Exactly.
Laura.
So yeah.
Now she switched it up, but she pushed you into your destiny. You had to hear that at that time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now,
so rest in peace, Ancuna. But yes, she did. She told me she did hair, and I followed that passion, and I stuck with it. Yeah.
So you fell in love. Now, Laura, look, a lot of the times, because look, we're gonna go a little bit all over here, but with you being a stylist, I love talking to you all because you all are in the industry. But you know how like there's this thing where people they're getting mad because they feel like they, like I got a book now and everything. I would imagine that probably when you kind of came into the industry, you were able to see where it is now, where now you have to follow a booking link and do all of that. How did you kind of handle that transition being in the industry with it kind of coming into the new age?
Well, like when I did hair, so I'm like almost 50 now, right? So I'm like gonna be 49. So when I actually physically worked behind the chairs, it was, about 20 years ago, right? So I kind of moved more towards like, more towards like the business side of things. So I'm not like behind the chairs anymore.
Okay.
But I have a salon suite. So I do have stylists in there that does wigs. They're amazing. They do wigs, they do braiding. My daughter, Asia, is also in there. She does pretty much everything. So my part is, I focus more on the business coaching side, and anything that has to do with that. Yeah. However, I do, love it so much. And once in a while, I'll do like, when someone's doing a photo shoot, I'll do their makeover, their makeup and hair, or a wedding. Sometimes once in a while, I'll pick up a wedding and I'll go, because, you never lose that passion for it. Yeah. I just physically aren't behind the chair like all day, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And it's nice to hear that just with the growth and evolution, because I think that sometimes when people, they enter industries, they feel like I can only do this one thing, but it really, especially being in the beauty industry, you can start somewhere and then, your journey can take off and go off in different directions.
Absolutely. There's so many things that you can do with your beauty school license. And, there's lots of things like, I have a beauty supply store, you know what I mean? So like, beauty can go anywhere, so.
It can. And I can't wait to come and visit. I'm coming.
Girl, when you coming? When are you coming?
Taking the drive. I'm taking the drive. I got to come out.
And far. You're hour, I think.
About 45 minutes the way. Okay, I got a lead foot, Laura. I'm on my way. My way.
I'll be here for it.
Now, can you kind of walk me through when you transition into, okay, you have been doing all of these things for yourself, and then that moment where you're like, hey, I want to help other women too.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely. There was a pivotal moment in my life when I discovered my history was when I actually decided, like, wait a minute, it's time for me to go back and help other people who also been through what I've been through. And, with my late husband, he had to write a book report or something like that. He had to interview someone from out of the country. He was doing an elective class. Okay. And then he asked me these questions that he had to ask for his report. And I didn't know a lot of those answers. And so it really dawned on me like, wow, I really don't know who I am, where I'm from. I knew that me and my family, were we're refugees and we came here for a better life, but I never truly found out our history.
Okay.
And during that time when he was asking me all those questions, I called my father and I said, Dad, here's these questions. I need to know,
Yeah.
for this reason. And he just had a dead silence on the other end of the phone. And he's like, well, what do you want to know? And then he said, well, here's a phone number. This is who you need to call. And so I'm like, who is he making me call? Right. So, yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is a mystery. So I pick up the phone. I call this lady. Her name is Jane. So this lady named Jane picked up on the other end 35 years after I came to America. Okay. She hadn't seen me in 35 years. Right. So I call her and I'm like, hey, Jane, I told her what I was doing a book report. My dad said you would know some of my history. Okay. And so she's like, I said, this is Nippapon. That's my birth name is Nippapon, which means blessing from heaven. And so she's like, Nippapon, so she's like, Nippapon.
She knew.
Yeah. So she started like getting emotional. And she said, give me about 7 to 10 days. Give me your address. And I'm going to send you what I have, whatever I could find in my attic. Okay. Girl. About 7 days later, this package came to my house. I felt like I was watching someone from a movie. Okay. I was piecing out newspaper clippings of myself, homeless pictures, all of this stuff, articles, because she was part of the sponsor committee who sponsored us from the refugee camp. I was born homeless. Okay. Outside the refugee camp after my family had fled the secret war on our country. Yeah. And so I started finding out all of these things. And then all of a sudden, my whole entire life made sense to me. And I'm just like in awe because at the time that I found out, I was making $213,000 that year, gross at my corporate career. And so I'm like, whoa, it was an eye opener for me. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, something has to be done. I have to do something else. And that's when my whole aura, like you said, that's when my whole mindset changed. And I'm like, I can't be sitting here at corporate. My story needs to get out there. Right. And then God started sending different men and women into my office space or coming to encounter with different people that are like, no, your story is a movie. Like you need to be sharing all this and this. And I've had grown men and women in my office boo-hooing, crying with tissue after I've shared my story with them. They're just like, wow. So
girl, look, I'm sensitive, Laura. So I'm over here. I'm like, girl, keep it together. Keep it together tonight. First off, thank you for sharing. And I tell everyone all the time on the show that when I initially started the Blueprint Live, it was really hard to kind of open up and to talk about some of those chapters that we don't like to read out loud. So I always just have an extreme amount of respect for people that they will go through things and then they may even be in the midst of their grieving cycle, right? Because grief is a cycle, and they'll be in the midst of it and still choose to share with others, So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like that's why we go through these things, right? So not to keep it to ourselves so that we can show others like, okay, you can go through the hardest things, but somehow you're going to make it out stronger. That's right. And stronger each time. You're going to build that resilience.
That's right. And, speaking of that, your upcoming book, and I want to read the title for those. Empowered Purpose. Built from the scars that tried to break me. Okay. So that's a powerful title, Laura.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. It is. And, so I want to know, like, when you think about your life and just the things that you've had to overcome, when we think about those scars, how do you feel that it shaped you with what you're doing today?
Yeah. So
okay, it glitched out a little bit on my side.
I couldn't hear the last few seconds.
Oh no. So I was saying, as far as the things that you kind of gone through and that you've overcome, how has it shaped you for today in the work that you're doing?
Okay. No, this is a great question. So I've shared, if you guys go to my Facebook and Instagram, I share this a lot, often. But growing up, I was basically like bullied for being too Asian. And, you know, growing up, I was very secluded. I was with all my refugee family. All we did was go to the temple, come home, do family gatherings, eat Lao food. You know, it was all about our culture. I wasn't allowed to go outside of that. So, but as I got older and older, and then at first I was bullied at school for being too Asian. And as I got older and older, I began to become more and more Americanized, because that's all I knew, right? You go to school, everything is what your friends are doing. You want to do what your friends are doing. Right. Then all of a sudden, I became too Americanized for my community. Yeah. So the bullying now was reversed. So then I started getting bullied from my own community. And I, as I had an identity crisis as a teenager. I didn't know who I was, where I belonged. And so I ended up rebelling. So in a really bad way, I was a teenage, like, trouble teen in a dark stage of my life. And somehow I felt like that part of my life was a very pivotal point for me, because what happened was, I don't believe that if I didn't go through that dark period of my life, I wouldn't have made the decisions that I made to land me into the arms of a loving mother who took me in, right? So my mom, my refugee mom, my birth mom, who, you know, has passed since, but growing up, I didn't know that she was dealing with her own mental health trauma, whatever she went through to have to escape and all of that. So it was passed down on me, and she was saying hurtful things, doing hurtful things to me. And as a teenager, her and I bumped heads. Like, I heard her tell my dad, if I knew she was going to be this bad, I would have killed her a long time ago in my womb. Like, different stuff like that. I'm going to slash your face so no guys can look at you. And just a bunch of stuff that was happening between me and my mom. So I'm like, why would you want to be there? And then with our culture, we don't believe in public display of affection. We don't tell our kids we love them. So I was never told I love you or hugged. And I would ask my dad, like, how come you guys never tell me or hug me or tell me you love me? Oh, it's just, you're just supposed to know. Right. So at that moment when all that was going on, I told my mom I'm leaving. I found out that I had an uncle in Kansas City that would take me in. At first, he said he would take me in. So I started packing my bags. I said, I'm running away. You know, so I ran away to Kansas City. When I got there, my uncle's like, oh, no, you're a runaway. I can't take you in. I'll get in trouble. So he wouldn't take me in. I can't go back home. I'm like, I'd rather be homeless than to go back to that trauma, you know. So then I begged Mama Sonia to take me in. At the time, I was like dating her son, but I begged her. She didn't really know me, right? So I'm begging her, like, otherwise I'm going to just live in the streets. So she took me in. She was struggling herself, but she took me in and raised me. And she legally took custody of me. So here I was, a Lao refugee child, all of a sudden, like, eating sticky rice and beef jerky, like all Lao tradition, to like a culture shock, culture change, right? Because I was now living with an African-American family who took me in as their own. And so Mama Sonia, she'll tell you till today, like, you're my blood, like, you're my daughter. Like, that's how much her and I connected. We even look alike in some of our photos. If you see our photos like that, like my family for real. Divinely connected. Like, she was my divine mother. And so she taught me what my refugee mother with a kindergarten education could not have raised a strong Asian American successful woman like a Black mother could have. Do you know what I'm saying? So my mom, Mama Sonia, she installed the confidence in me. She gave me the strength that she had, the resilience. She instilled all that, the confidence, you are beautiful. I love you. You know, she embraced me. And I felt like that is what really changed the course of that. My Black mom was the one, and the family, Uncle Earl, Aunt Maria, they all took me in. It wasn't just her. I was part of the Grandma Bessie. You know, even though they were struggling, like, they still took me in, you know. And I went to an all-Black school, metal detectors. I was like one of the only Asians there, like, going through the metal detectors and everybody. Girl. There was probably about five other ethnicities there, and I was one of them. But the craziest part is because I'm light skinned, Mama Sonia's light skinned, they always ask me, do their question like, is your daddy Chinese or something? I'm like, no.
When I met you,
Asian.
I was like, I knew I was gonna ask you. I think she.
No, I'm fully
I thought
Asian.
that I did think that there, were African American too. Oh my gosh.
No, not one bit. I'm 100% Lao.
Yeah.
And so, they would ask me, like, is your dad? Because they would think that's my birth mom. That's how much we favor, like, I don't know, when you're around somebody so much, you start to look and act like them. And I guess that was probably why. But they thought she was my birth mom. And so no one really gave me any trouble because they thought I was mixed. They thought I was half black.
Because Mama Sonia was coming after them, period.
Oh, Mama Sonia, Grandma Bessie? No. Oh, no.
They're not going to play.
You can't mess with me. They will be right there at your throat.
Girl.
So they really, really... that there was really the pivotal point of my life that, brought me to where I was. But, however, going through my relationships and stuff, that still did not heal my scars from as a childhood, right? So I found myself in these situations and relationships where I felt like I was bonding with the wrong partners. So like my first husband, adultery, the whole marriage, I connected what was familiar to me, and that wasn't love because I never, as a child, never had that love or that connection. So I was finding people to replace that. So that's why I said I'm built from the scars that tried to break me, because that's the foundation of everything that I've been through. And I'm going to, share, like, for the first time, a lot of things that not a lot of people knew that I went through, as a child, growing up in there, so there's a lot of things that is going to be in that book that people are like, what? That happened to you, so.
Yeah. And Laura, like with being that transparent, because I know that it happens for me when I feel like I want to share certain aspects of my life. Is there fear? And you don't have to answer, but do you feel like there's like some fear just from, your family or your community or different things? Because I know I feel it sometimes, but with sharing that story.
Well, so I was joking at the other at the other podcast I was on. And I was joking about it, but I'm kind of like, this is kind of the facts, right? Your family, most of them don't support you. They're not going to read my book. So they're not going to even read about it. So I'm like, who cares? They're not going to support you. The stranger will. The stranger will read it and know about it. But I doubt whatever I write in there about them, they're not even going to read it, because a lot of times your family don't. Strangers support you first before family does.
They will. And my aunt is on here. She tunes in every week. That we got a few exceptions, but for the most part,
definitely.
Just be like, she promoting something again. We gonna move. Yep, I'm scrolling.
Yes, you have those ones that is always with you. But like a lot of my Lao community, they probably don't read English anyway, so they might not be able to see or read it. When I do,
you're hilarious, girl. Stop, you acting up.
It's so true. They're not gonna be able to read it because it's in English.
Ma'am, look now, we in the advanced ages of things that we was talking about the new age earlier. Okay,
yeah.
Quick translation, you'd be surprised. Okay.
That's true. What she say about me?
Right. I need to see. Look, that's that nosiness. It get people every time.
Exactly.
But, I want to kind of jump into a beautiful potential consultant. I really, when you told me, first off, I listened to, before I got a chance to talk to you, I listened when you all were up front at the event and just talking about your business. I was like, I'm like, I need to go and talk to them too. But can you share a little bit about all of the different services that you offer for anyone that's listening? They might want to come in.
Absolutely. So Beautiful Potential Consulting, like I mentioned earlier, was like just basically everything that I'm passionate about, everything that I'm passionate about doing, which is beauty branding and business coaching, right? Okay. So the beauty side, I have salon suites that I rent out to beauty professionals. I have the bomb wig stylists. I got the bomb braiders. These girls are booked and busy. You got to book 1 or 2 months ahead for them.
Okay.
You know, and so yeah. So and then
We
I
love
got
that.
sometimes they'll do the squeeze-ins, you know, but you're gonna pay for those. When they all open up the spots for the squeeze-ins. I have my daughter Asia, super talented. She's also inside the suite. I just spoke to a wax artist, so we'll be doing Brazilian waxing. So we're looking for a nail person. If you know anybody, we are looking for a nail person. But I rent out space for independent beauty professionals so they can grow their business. And there are 7 spaces within that plaza.
Okay.
So that's the first space, is the salon suite.
Okay.
The second space is the nutrition bar. So the nutrition bar.
Ooh.
So we sell nutritional shakes, teas, and drinks. So after my late husband had passed in April, that was his vision. He wanted to do the wellness drinks so people can start taking care of their health better, because within diagnosis to when he passed, he had 6 months, stage 4 cancer. And during that 6 months, we have a book out as well. It's called No Cancer He's Taken. That was my 5th book. So that's on Amazon. I have like 5 or 6 books on Amazon, but that's the last one that I wrote. So then that's the second suite. The third suite is a media studio. So if you ever need like a photo shoot, we style you up. We do your hair and makeup.
Yes.
Your photo shoot and video shoot, you can come and rent it out. You can get content. So I'm looking for creators who need space as well. So it's kind of like a co-working space for creators, right? Podcasters, people like that needs to be somewhere, or they want to meet their clients. They don't want to bring them to their home. You know, they want to meet guests. You know, they can book rooms there, and it's just like their professional space. And so that's the third one. The fourth one is my beauty supply store. Yes, we got protein shakes for gut health. Come on, David, come see us. We have a massage chair there too. You get free massages when you come get a drink. And then we have the beauty supply store.
Okay.
Which, you know, because most of our people there, they're licensed, so you can grab your hair, go to your stylist, get it done, installed, whatever.
You giving them a one-stop shop, and they can get a little something sweet but healthy on the way. Oh.
Yep, beauty and wellness. And then I have one more space that I am working on right now. It's going to be a game changer, and I know the enemy is busy trying to stop it from happening. But I'm done with construction, everything, and then I submitted everything to the city, and they're like, "Nope, you need an architectural drawing." So whoever's listening right now, if you are an architect, I need you to help.
Oh, girl, I got somebody for you.
Approved, please.
I have somebody for you.
So here's the game changer. God had put this in my heart probably during the pandemic when I was doing my research. Like, what can I do? When I worked in the beauty industry as a director, director of education, executive director for Empire, and I had worked at 3 schools, and they're all the same. You got to go to school for 1,500 hours. You spend 30 hours a week, whatever average, and you're there, and you spend $20,000, whatever, right? So even if you want to just do hair, just do wigs, just do braids, you still have to do all of that to not learn what you need to do.
Yeah.
To not be able to learn wigs, braids, and extensions. So during the pandemic, as I'm doing my research, I saw that there is a braider license program. So that's been my vision since, to open up a braider license program. When the students come through there, it's only a 12-week program.
Yes.
And they can get their license for braids, wigs, and extensions, and just in and out. Well, it's right next door to the beauty supply store. And so we will be like the 7th school in the entire Illinois. And that's been my dream. But, you know, with me just losing my husband in April, 9 months, I've been a widow, single mom. I ended up fostering 2 of my grandkids. I've used all of my own savings, my own loans, my own everything, and poured it all into this. So it's kind of a discouragement when the city's like, "Oh, you need an architecture drawing," and the architect tells me it's going to cost me 10 grand just to do this stupid drawing. And I'm like, that's holding me up from my dream. So I'm like, okay, somebody out there got to help me, because
Laura,
I'm doing what I can. I give back to the community.
I got you. We'll chat offline.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Come
Because
on.
I know exactly who you need, and yeah, let's get that going. Because look, this is the thing. I was gonna ask you before you left
Yeah.
tonight, because I always ask my guests what is something that they're manifesting, and if there's anyone that's on here that can help, we putting a call out tonight. Let's do it. We got to help out however we can, because
Yeah.
especially people that invest in their businesses, when you put all
All my
your eggs
savings,
in the
my
basket.
last dime.
Yeah.
I pay my employees before I don't even pay myself. Pay my employees, make sure everybody eat. I've never raised rent. The girls are single moms. I've never raised their rent. Like, I look out for other people. I'm on like several nonprofit boards, and I give back foster care boards, domestic violence advocate. I paid for my own out of pocket doing the domestic violence fashion show every year. So it's like I give and I give and I give, and I'm like, Lord, like, why is this like I need a breakthrough right now.
We're gonna pour back,
but I never give up, because God always makes it happen. So I just stay calm and let him do his thing, and I just sit back and watch. Just sit back and relax.
100%. Yeah, look, you got my wheels over here turning, because look, Laura, we just met each other a few weeks ago, but in the daytime, because of course I have a corporate job. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur like you, but however, this strictly, right? But I do property management. So those
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're going to be look, this is the thing. We make things happen on the Blueprint Live, period.
I love it. I love it. Well, and the thing is, I've had girls come to me crying because they couldn't believe I'm about to open a school. And there's people in line waiting to start, because how this will change their lives. This is a dream come true for them. Yes. I had one girl, she started crying because she was like, I had an accident and I can't go to beauty cosmetology school. And I've been doing wigs in my basement, raising my kids. And you mean to tell me I can actually have a physical store and, be legit and da, da, da. I've had people drop out of cosmetology school when they heard I was opening up my school. But now, now everything's on hold right now, because I'm like, I don't have 10,000 more. I've literally put every last dollar and dime into investing in this. And I don't even need the spaces to make money. I make money on my computer, but I'm doing this for the community,
That's right. Yeah, it's done. It's gonna, we're gonna get that together, because girl, you hit me in my chest tonight. We're gonna make it happen, Laura, for real. There was a reason that we crossed paths.
Oh my goodness.
100%. And I want to, because we could talk all night, Laura, but before you leave me tonight, if you could just leave a message for any woman that's watching, that's feeling kind of stuck in between what she's been through, what she's used to, and where she's trying to go, what would you share with her tonight?
We touched on just having that confidence in yourself, to believe in yourself. But there's some key things that, see how God works? Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Clack it.
We about to lock in. The braid school gonna be open soon. And we just gonna go ahead and throw that into the atmosphere. I got a couple instructors for you too. I don't know if you got instructors, but the girls are ready.
Yes. Yeah. It's a whole community change. It's going to be a game changer. It's like the 7th school in the whole entire Illinois that's about to, so
let's do it. I would say, I know we skipping all around, but
I would say, we touched earlier on how to protect your confidence, when you are leveled up and when you do get your confidence, how to protect that. It's very hard if you don't follow the steps that you need to follow, your environment, making sure that you are definitely surrounding yourselves with women that empower you, that uplift you, that are not filled with hate and jealousy and animosity. You have to start aligning with your purpose and basically being okay with letting go of the things that no longer serve that purpose. And also, this is one big one, being careful not to confide in somebody, trying to get directions from somebody who their life isn't going the way that they should be. How are you going to get directions from somebody who never been there?
That's right. Right. Let's have the real conversations. Okay.
But the biggest thing is, because that's my driving force. The biggest thing is finding your why. because
That's right.
when your mission is bigger than any opinion, anything else, that's around, you got to find why you're doing what you're doing. So my purpose is always what's pulling me, because right now I am building my business, my community in the same town, MzMetchi, where 10 minutes from where my business is, I used to run around barefooted as a refugee child with hand-me-down on food stamps, on public assistance, run down cockroach infested building. And now I'm able to 360. God brought me back there to pour back into the community. So
that's right.
It doesn't matter what your zip code is. It doesn't matter if you were born homeless like I was. It doesn't matter who your parents are. It doesn't matter what bloodline you come in.
That's right.
Because you can't say, like my last post, it doesn't, they say, oh, it runs in the family, but now it's going to run out with us.
That's right. That's right.
Run out with us. It's going to stop here.
Yes.
So that's what I had to say.
Laura, what a word tonight. You, girl, look, more coming soon. Laura, I just, I want to support you in any way that I can. And I mean, anyone that knows, or just whether if you newly connected, if we've been supporting each other for a long time, I want to help.
Thank you.
And I really do, because, when people, sometimes it just take people seeing what it is that you need. And if we can fill a need, let's do it. Right. Let's do it.
Yes,
Lord.
Absolutely. And did you see my post from today? I'm like, listen,
girl, I ain't been on my phone all day.
Well, when you see my post from today, I'm like, if somebody can just go to my beauty supply store and buy one thing, I have over 70,000 followers. I'm like, if only 1% of my followers go to my store, if they live close by, or buy my book. If you're like online, buy some of my books or my dolls, whatever. If only 1% does that, it will help. Because I am a single mom, a widow, taking care of a 7-member household by myself. My husband's gone. I have nobody to be like, oh, hey, go to work, go do that. No, it's all on me. So
that's right. Look, there's a need. We're going to make sure that it gets filled for sure. For sure. I'm looking, already know, I told you I'm taking the drive. So when I come, I'm bringing I'm going to have my little MzMetchi bag. I'm going to be like, oh no, like we're paying for all these items. I just need a big shopping bag. I'm going to need to make big purchases. Yeah. I literally was looking, my hair stuff is back here. You can't see it because it's my little beauty area. It says, I'm like, I need some foam and lotion.
We got you, sis. We got
you. Know the vibes. You know the vibes.
Got you. Yes.
Lord,
yes.
Before we check out of here tonight, can you just let everybody know where they can follow you? And if you've got anything, because we're going to come to the beauty supply, but if there's any other ways that we can support you besides what we shared today, can you please share that with us tonight?
Absolutely. Thank you. Laura Empowhers. They can reach me anytime. Come watch, share my post so Facebook can keep paying me.
Immediately.
Keep paying me. Share my post, like my post, comment on my post, watch my post. Even if you just let it sit there, just watch it.
Laura, I got to be honest with you, and I'll keep it real with you. Sometimes when I see certain things, I will like it. If I don't, if I don't have time to sit through a full video, because I don't care. You could be on there promoting onion rings. I don't care. I'm liking it. Love, like, share. So. Yeah, no, we definitely we'll share everything up, because you are dropping some empowerment for the men and for the ladies. But
and like anything and anytime you support my business, just know like I am a community person. I'm a VP for a foster care organization, Bridging Heart. I'm on the board for MEG Multicultural Education Group. I do a lot of community work, and I'm a domestic violence advocate. So every year, out of pocket, I host a huge fashion show against domestic violence. And so anytime you're supporting me, just like a month ago, my cousin reached out, hey, I got 2 foster girls who are African-American, who are with white parents. They don't know how to do their hair. These girls can't go like this to prom. I said, come pick it up. She picked it up. I gave them 2 free wigs. These girls sent me a video of how amazing they look and how confident they were because they had the wig. And so that's the kind of stuff that I do and I want to do more of. So I feel like that's why God does put people in my life, AKA, like you. This was divinely connected.
Of course.
And because God knows my heart and he knows I continue to pour back into the community. Even if I had nothing, I still, because I know it will always come back. And I'm not looking for a return. I'm just looking for it to help, because that's just where my heart is, so.
That's right. That's right. Oh, girl, look, Laura and I will be chatting offline, and all I know is that, look, Laura, the only thing I ask is that when everything comes to fruition, because it's gonna come into fruition for you, I just need a media pass, because I want to come out and do some media for you. It's the grand opening, honey, because it's going. We gonna manifest it and put it out there. It's happening. It'll happen. It will. And I thank you for coming on tonight. I'm already following you, and the support is continuous. So it's not just tonight. We locked in, and
thank you.
We locked in, sis.
Okay, sis. I got you, sis.
Thank you for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I told you my guest tonight. Jeez. First off, I'm so proud of her. And for real, like, genuinely, if you all listen to any of tonight's interview, if we can help get it going, like, I know I'm gonna do my part. I'm literally, tomorrow when I go, I'm gonna be on my little email like do. So if you were listening and you can help, please do. Because look, Laura is giving back. She is empowering the community. So we need to help where we can. Let's fill in those gaps. Y'all know how we do over here. We celebrate, we support. Hi, Marie. Let's see. Keep going, sis. Your energy attracts, your alignment unlocks, vibrate high. Yes. And that was for Laura. Thank y'all so much for joining in. And David, I agree. She was absolutely incredible. So I want to keep her information going here at the bottom. I have to take a quick break, but when I come back, we are hopping into tonight's Hate It and Love It. Baby, be right back. This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the Linked and Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Tuda in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Okay, bye. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. All right, y'all, it's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and it's time for Hate It and Love It. Now, if you all missed my exclusive interview with Laura Empowhers, I want you to just follow her information here on the bottom. Make sure that y'all go check her out. Y'all remember, we support and we getting a book. We going to the beauty supply. We got some things to do. We have our assignment for this week, so we got to get to it now. We got to get to it. But for tonight's Hate It and Love It, I want to go ahead and kick it off with the Love It. Now, I have, of course, I got a little bit of drink in my MzMetchi show shot glass. It's the MzMetchi show, y'all. Now, my Love It to kick it off is that Monday of this week, the MzMetchi show season 1, episode 1, it premiered on Chicago's Cable 25. So I personally, cheers. Like, I am so excited. And I'll tell you this, y'all know how we make those vision boards. We make the vision boards, and the MzMetchi show had been on my spirit since maybe year 2 of my business. It's we hit the lucky 7, right? Hit the lucky 7 this year. But the MzMetchi show, it had been on me. And when I filmed the pilot in 2023, I told y'all I had got a little bit discouraged. Oh, it was going nowhere fast. And finally, I decided to put it out. and really make that like the anchor announcement for when I kicked off the Lit Brunch series, which now, like, I'm on the third one. But the show, it was on TV, and that had been on my vision board for quite some time. I can't sit here and act like that I'm not super proud of myself because, a lot of the times when people see your dreams manifest for you, they really don't understand the grit that's behind it, the hustle that has to go into it in order for it to come to fruition. They don't see all the closed doors and the no's and the unanswered messages and emails and phone calls not returned. They don't see the work that goes into making your dreams come true. So I can say that that's the love it, but I also just want to share for somebody that if you have something that you've been working on for a while and you feel like, I don't think that this is going anywhere, if you know that it's your destiny and you know that that's what God called you to do, persist anyway. And if I can't do anything else, I'd love to just be a living, real, actual example of the fact that if you just keep going, there'll be some breakthroughs. And I tell you what, it's on 25, and that's, our public access network within the Chicagoland area. It is the third largest in the market. So I want y'all, if you need advertisement, and I'm not even trying to promote right now, but I'm being for real. I tell y'all, I don't do this for me. God gave me my assignment. He just said to provide the platform to promote others. I'm only doing my assignment to him. But I don't want to, I don't want to like not take my people too, because what are we doing? I got an auntie sponge. I'm getting excited. When I, got tagged and they were like watching it on TV and there wasn't no Facebook or YouTube around it, the little prompts. You know how you watch stuff on TV and you blow it up. It was on TV for real. Y'all, Anthony was upstairs. He was in the bed. He was asleep because we had just got back, honey. We went on a little getaway. So when he came back, he was asleep. And when I started getting tagged and everything, when it came on, oh my goodness, I sat on that couch and was crying. I told y'all I'm real sensitive these days. I was just because I was so happy. And then when I was crying and I recognized that I was so extraordinarily happy, I got like, I don't know if I have like a baby anxiety attack or whatever, but I was like, I'm so happy. I've never been this happy and nothing is like wrong. It's not anything crazy going on. It's for once, it was just finally right. That's the love it this week, y'all. The MzMetchi show is on Cable 25 in Chicago every Monday at 4 p.m. and every Saturday at 2 p.m. And I mean, damn it, they thought it was so good. They said, we're not going to run it once, we're going to run it twice. Season 2 is currently being filmed. Shout out to my sis, Potions by P. Shout out to Portia. Don't make me call Portia. Dang it. She came, and I'm so excited to have her on season 2. She's, she's coming on for it's giving a great feature. And I've got some other things set up. All of my people that like really rock with me, we outside for real. And we really outside and we inside on their televisions. Clock it now. Y'all know every week up until the event, which we're 50 days away from, my love it is always going to be the LinkedIn Lit Brunch. Today I shared our food that we're going to have. Oh my gosh, y'all. First off, y'all are about to be fat cat at the LinkedIn Lit Brunch. For those that are joining, my team that's coming with me, that's rocking with me, we about to eat good. I already shared the spirits. Reese is coming. Yes, clock it, Auntie Tracy. I see you. Amen. Come on now today. Clock it. Yes. We about to be turned up in a good way. We're gonna be turned up in a good way. Yeah. Now, the hated it. Excuse me. I done had too many. Hold on. Let me take a little sip. Okay. I want to talk to my business owners that y'all do business and take all of these inquiries in the DMs. Y'all, my hated it is this week is that it's too many DMs. It's too many DMs to filter through. I'm personally having a hard time. I think that things have scaled up in a way where I may need to get an assistant. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm like, how are y'all going to manage everything that's me? But I think I need it. I'm like, I can't answer all of this stuff. I'm sorry to anyone that has messaged me probably within the last maybe 3 to 4 weeks, sent me some funnies and all that other stuff. I don't have the capacity. Y'all want to know what I do? I handle business on my phone, and then I like to rub my feet together and watch TikTok videos independently. I watch it on my For You page. It's only a few people that I'll open up the messages and be like, oh yeah, ha ha ha, this was funny. Oh my gosh. I cannot, y'all. I can't. And people, I feel bad because it's like, it's people that I have like met along the way and everything. And I have to tell people, I'm like, email me, please. You will always get a response via email. I cannot do the DMs. How y'all doing business in the DMs and on your website and on your email? I'm perplexed, y'all. I'm overwhelmed. That's the hated it for me. 100%. It's the hated it. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up with how many messages have come in. But I know that I need to go through and filter them because some of them is BS. Some of them like, no, I'm not trying to talk to y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. Y'all be trying to talk to MzMetchi. I'm like, baby, I'm spoken for. I don't want to talk to you. Please get out of my DM. But for the business people or people that may be saying other things, I'm sorry, y'all. It's too many DMs. That's my hated it. That's my hated it. It's been a light week. I've been in a place of gratitude. Anything that could come and try to spoil my spirit, I'm trying to fight against it. And we feel things. We get knocked off of our square from time to time. But I just feel like that there's been so many great things that the recovery time has been immaculate. Chef's kiss. Live in gratitude, y'all. That's the love it too. Now, tonight's what would you do? Ladies, I don't know how some of the ladies are going to react to this. But I hope that we can err on the side of caution for tonight's what would you do? So right after this break, we're going to hop into this real juicy one. This woman, she feels she wants to know if she's being selfish. And when I read it to y'all, I have my thoughts and opinions, but of course, I definitely want to know yours right after this break.
This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the Linked and Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Tuda in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Okay. Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
With permission from the person that submitted this to Michael Turner. Y'all know I be on his threads a lot, honey. This lady wants to know if she's being selfish for tonight's What Would You Do? Now I have my cut water, so of course we're cutting up tonight. Strawberry margarita, and I have my Hermanos Amigas tequila. Let me hold the bottle up for y'all. Let me tell you, if you're coming to the brunch, you're going to be able to have complimentary tastings of this. This is not one of them. Like I'm sipping this. This is a specialty bottle. It retails for about $60. It's the smoothest tequila that you'll ever have. But y'all gonna be able to come and taste it at the brunch because we love our people. but I'm sipping it tonight because I got this sits at my bar. And I think that for tonight's What Would You Do, we're going to need it. Am I being selfish? My husband promised me the world and then this. I married my husband 7 years ago and became a housewife. All of a sudden, he's asking for me to return to work. At the time, I was making $40K at the bank and he was making over 6 figures. He said that he's getting tired of working 12-hour shifts, 5 to 6 days a week. I told him no, and if so, I was leaving. That was 2 months ago, and he now wants a divorce. Do you think I can get spousal support since I haven't worked in 7 years, along with child support? Now I'm being called selfish because I listened to him and followed his lead as a wife is supposed to do, and it stopped my career. What would you do? I have my thoughts on this, and it's not going to be pretty, so buckle up. Buckle up. You're going to want to make sure you're fast and secure. First off, look, let me tell you this. There's been several times that I have walked out the house, and Anthony, if you're listening to this live, you know I'm just like, baby, retire me. Please. I'm struggling. I hate going there. I hate that. I hate this. Oh, honey, I have requested it genuinely. Every time I say it, I'm just like this. Please save me. I'm dying going to this place. Every day they chip away at a piece of my spirit. He's heard it. I've oh my goodness, honey, have just pitiful going out the door to work. But I'm going to be honest with you. Never, ever, ever in my life have I truly just wanted to give up having my own source of income. Now, I ain't going to lie. Anthony, if that option is still on the table, I'll never fully retire, but I would go part-time. Holler at me in November when it's time to update the benefits, my love. However, I would never just not have my own source of things. Because let me tell you something. I've got expensive taste. Now, I like to find things on a bargain, but I do have expensive taste. But I also, on a day-to-day basis, and for years, I've been in operational management. So I see how much it costs to live, to build. So in knowing and understanding that, I can look at today's economy, what my husband makes, what I make, and understand that retirement may not be on the table for us anytime soon, you know. This one isn't tricky. Things change. And sometimes, because we tell men, and especially wives, we tell our husbands, like, you can talk to us. Let me know if you need anything, baby. And some of y'all don't be meaning that. Can I call y'all on y'all stuff real quick? Can I call y'all on y'all stuff? You'll say that you can tag me in if needed. But then when they actually tap on you, you act appalled as if you are not supposed to be tapped on. Questions that need answers. Circumstances change. The economy has gone to pits. I used to be able to order a haul on Shein. $100 would take you far. Don't get me started on that. But for real, things change. And sometimes our spouses or our significant others, because there are people that have been in long-term situations too, where it's not, marriage. I'm talking to you all too. We're talking about long relationships where sometimes your partner is going to have to lean on you. Do I think that she's being selfish? Yes. In today's economy and knowing what we know fiscally, I'm speaking strictly from a fiscal thing. And we're talking about how many mouths you have to feed and how much it costs to live and how much it costs to just. One lady got on Threads today and said that she went to go and make one meal and it was $80. I'm like, felt. I'm around here. I had to reconstruct my entire grocery list just to make sure. I'm just like, we got to make things stretch without going bankrupt trying to feed ourselves. And me personally, I like when my man is relaxed and not uptight. So if he's working 12-hour days, 5 or 6 days a week, what type of quality of life is he having? I'm sorry, call me whatever it is that you will. I'm not a pick me by any means, but I'll say this, like, the men deserve peace too. They shouldn't have to work themselves until they die to fund you in your lifestyle. Get out here and get it, girl. This ain't the damn 60s or whatever era it was where they just like make the bacon and you did it. Girl, get out here and get it. Get to the bag. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a news. Am I a young hoe? I'm just saying. I want my own bag. Kim said if the only problem in her marriage is that she was asked to work and doesn't want to work, then she might as well just take her ass to work because she's going to have to get a job once she divorces anyway. Bingo. And she's asking for spousal support and child support and everything. And it's just like, why try to bankrupt this man because you don't want to get up and work? You talking about a promise. Yeah, the promise was in different times. In relationships, you have to look at what's going on around you. Ain't nobody trying to be struggling on purpose unless they a bum. Everybody's trying to make some things work. So if your partner is tapping you in and they're saying, hey, I'm burnt out, I don't know how much longer I can do this, we have to pay attention to those things. So yeah, I feel like in this situation, it's being selfish. And I feel like that, my husband promised me the world is what she opened up with. My husband promised me the world. And then this, he asked for help. As your partner, your teammate, your spouse, your lover. This is the person that you pledged your life to, be it in private or publicly. I don't know. But then women will sometimes be like, well, the guys, they don't open up and he never said that he needed help or that he was struggling. And then when he does, y'all either condemn him or be like, girl, he was crying. He was acting like a bitch. I mean, y'all, come on, ladies. Like, look, we ain't going to reveal too much. But y'all know what y'all say when somebody, of the opposite sex actually comes out and admits like, I'm struggling in some way, shape, form, or fashion. She may as well go ahead and get the job. Go get the job, sis. You're going to have to do it. Kim made a great point. You're going to have to do it anyway. So go and get something that's manageable. There's remote jobs. There's too many different things out here. So for tonight's What Would You Do? We won't be long-winded, but I'll say this. Are you being a bit selfish? Yes. Do we need to look at what's going on around you? Yes. It's okay. Real players mess up sometimes. When your spouse taps on you and they say that I need you, and it's within reason, heavy with this if it's within reason, okay? This is a request that's within reason. 12-hour shifts, 5 or 6 days a week. Let me tell you, Anthony worked, what was that? Oh, honey, that was a few weeks ago. He did like 6 or 7 days straight. I was worried about my husband. I'm like, do you have enough water? Did you eat? Are you okay? Have you gotten enough sleep? We have to care about the well-beings of our spouses and people that we're in relationships with. I think at any capacity, but specifically within your romantic relationships, you want to care about, are they okay? And 12 hours a day out of a 24-hour day, 5 or 6 days a week. Hell, I'm burnt out off of a 5-day week of 40. And I'm not even doing hard physical laborious work. So I would imagine that could be a lot. Auntie Tracy said, the thing is, don't judge. I agree. And one day at a time. Sometimes you have to be able to stand on your own. It's life. And I think that if she proceeds forward and she doesn't at least try or let him know that she's willing to do that, she's going to have to do it by herself anyway. For me, I guess I just be wanting to know, like, because some situations it's very probable, like maybe the guy isn't stretched that thin, or he works remotely or whatever, and he's able to bring in enough to take care of a family of 3 to 4, right? It's nothing, there are people that are actually able to live like that, where you can be a true housewife and there's no worries as far as the finances. That's not always the case. And I just wouldn't want to be a part of the demise of my spouse's health and well-being for the sake of you promised me that I could just be a housewife and not do anything. Like, it's not worth it if we can't live this life together with one another. So it's a little bit selfish, sis, and that's okay. The thing about it is that when we recognize when we're kind of in error, you can always switch it up. You have the power to do that. So for tonight's What Would You Do? I would totally recommend having a conversation and figuring out how to come to a middle ground. You know, the first thing that you would want to establish is like, where are the gaps? Where can he draw back? Can he drop down to 40 hours? And is there a way that you can go part-time? You know, ease yourself into the job market after, you know, being off the market for 7 years. It can work. I actually seen it. I work with someone that recently their spouse went back after, you know, being there for the kids. The kids are older and everything. And it's just really nice to hear about that story because it's like now she's back in the field. So it's never too late to get in the field, sis. But always just secure your own bag. You know, have you a little something tucked for yourself. Cause I'm just a girl. So sometimes I like to go and frolic and I'm like, I don't want to mess with house funds, honey, but I need a little trick money. When I do my money, when I do my budgets, I'm like, it's trick. Sometimes the trick money be like $20, whatever it is. Trick, do your thing. But don't work that man to death, girl. Be all the way for real. Drop your businesses in the comments. Right after this break, we're hopping into tonight's What's Happening and What's Up. What's up?
This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the LinkedIn Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Tuda in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Okay. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
I'm back on the Blueprint Live. So let me tell y'all what I was thinking about. This is what's happening. What's up, honey? Y'all feeling a big hair? Big hair don't care. Yes, I'm roaring at y'all because I feel like a lioness with my big ass hair. I love it. I love it over here. I have been real sleek, you know, sleek down, like nice little curls. I was like, let's give him big hair. Best friend Kim, she inspired me. Thank you, girl. She was so cute in her big hair. I was like, girl, I'm like, I be missing a big hair. Why have I not done big hair? I was like, it's time. Da-da-da. So that's what's happening and what's up to kick it off. Now, moving into something a little bit more spicy. Y'all know the website Ashley Madison for people that, you know, are in tune and they want to get down. Well, the website initially targeted married individuals with the tagline, life is short, have an affair, which is wild as hell. But now it's promoting itself with where desire meets discretion. So now they're trying to, you know, they're trying to pivot in a way to make whatever is going on a little bit more discreet, which is probably like the last thing that we need. Genuinely. It's too much. It's too much. Honey, we won't even go too far in that, but it's just like to be rebranded. I'm just like that's a heck of a rebrand. Ashley and Madison, what's going on? I don't understand. Now, A conversation that I'm getting a little bit tired of here in the state of Illinois is, where are the Bears going to land? And they're currently, it's a tug of war between the cities right now. Chicago trying to maintain the Bears at Soldier Field. Yeah. They're trying to move it out to Indiana. I don't really know how I feel about that. Now, mind you, I'm speaking as someone that, honey, I haven't went to a game. But because I understand how money works within the city, that would be a big hit to the city. And, even though I live out in the South suburban area, honey, I'd be in the city. So I'd hate to see them take that particular loss. Now, they took matters into their own hands with filing a bill late on Wednesday evening, trying to outline the tax breaks that they could give to kind of keep them from going to either Arlington Heights. And then there's also talks for Northwest Indiana. So they're trying to offer these different incentives to keep them where they need to be. It's too much. This is how y'all go over sports. I want to see what y'all will do with crime and homelessness within the city. Now, speaking of other things that's going on within the Chicagoland area, for all of those that are tuning in here as well as out of state, I know y'all done heard of that company Waymo. They have the self-driving cars. Honey, Waymo has landed in Chicago. Beware. Now, after that movie came out on Netflix, the one that Michelle and President Barack Obama that they did, what was it called? End of the World, whatever. Needless to say, it was some end of the world stuff. I'm scared of Tesla still. If I see a white Tesla, I was talking to Portia and I told her, I said, girl, every time I see a Tesla, I got to get away from it. Scared. And now Waymo is here. Now, granted, they're operating in Chicago, but they still have people behind the wheel. They still have people behind the wheel. And, I don't know if Waymo is prepared for the potholes and the BS that goes on out in the roads. Is Waymo prepared for Lakeshore Drive between the hours of probably about 7 to 9? I don't know. I'm afraid. So if you all see people in a car that ain't, they don't have anybody on there, call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever the case is, but make room. Give them a little bit of room. Because I just feel like a car that's driving itself without anybody in there. This is not Disneyland. It's not. Yeah. But they're currently mapping Chicago streets. They just haven't gone with driverless. So be on the lookout. I mean, if you use Waymo, because we have some people that where Waymo has been available, they may have used the service and it may have been fine. But I've just seen too many videos and things on TikToks where things are going wrong. Waymo is getting on the expressway. I don't want a car getting on the expressway and it's not anybody driving it. I'm concerned with that as a driver that would never allow myself to get in a vehicle that doesn't have a driver. Are y'all concerned about this? Moving along. I was really, really saddened to hear about this news as someone that watches the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. If you all are familiar with them, Mary Cosby, she's been one of the, she started the franchise with the ladies, but she recently came out maybe about 2 seasons ago, sharing that her son, that he had been battling with drug addiction and just a lot of different challenges in his personal life. And I was really sad to hear this week that he had passed away at the young, tender age of 23. After they shared the story, the one of the last stories that I saw was that he had been incarcerated, but I believe that he had been released. And now, this news, it was really heartbreaking. So, they give her a lot of slack due to, things with her church and everything like that. But, and I've seen a lot of mean things, horrible things on the internet in light of this news being shared. And, we have to remember our humanity. Whatever it is that you feel for people, loss. And when people lose their family members or people that are close to them, that's not anything to laugh or joke about and not take serious. So, I was really disturbed, but I knew that I wanted to speak on it tonight because it was heartbreaking to watch his story unfold on the franchise series on Bravo. So, prayers going out to Mary tonight. Now, Floyd Mayweather has been back in the news too, y'all. Him and Manny Pacquiao are they fighting in Vegas. Where are my boxing people at? Y'all like boxing? Let me tell y'all this. I love boxing. I liked watching it at home. But for the first time, I was able to attend a live match last summer. Shout out to Copajn. Shout out to D. Shout out to NG Distillery. Okay, the team. But we were able to go and we went, as ambassadors for Copajn and NG, and they were sponsors for the event. So it was an experience, y'all. I mean, I would just say if you've never been to a boxing match, you should go. Now, one of the ones I'm kind of sad that I missed, I would have went to go and see Clarissa Shields because I'm personally rooting for her. Baby girl has a hell of a story. I know y'all want to just try to loop her into the stuff with Papoose, but she is really undefeated. Like, she's that girl for real. She everything that she thinks she is. And that's why she can act the way that she acts. And y'all not going to run up. But anyway, back to Floyd Mayweather. So he was in the news for him and Manny Pacquiao. They're set for their rematch. But he also got back with his ex too. The one that was with Nelly as well. And I'm just like, everybody is making their reunions. Sometimes you got to circle the block, I suppose. I feel like if it works for them. Now, I know y'all heard about John Davidson and his tics that he had. Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear about the N-word? During Black History Month is atrocious. It's atrocious. I'm tired of it. You're not supposed to use that word. The N-word should not be used at any time. It ticked me off. It ticked me off when I heard it. Auntie Tracy, you silly. It ticked me off. Yeah, I heard about that. I really want to go there, but I'm not for time purposes. So I'm going to let it ride. All right, after this break, we're going to be talking about how do you protect your spark right before we get out of here. Y'all, I know, because look, MzMetchi got the cutty. Honey, it's a problem. We'll be right back.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the LinkedIn Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Tuda in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Okay. Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. What y'all talking about over here in this Okay, she said it's a violation. It is. It's totally a violation when they say the N-word, Auntie Tracy. It's very unfortunate. I ran into that last week myself, and it was extremely uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable. And I'm like, not during Black History Month. What's really going on? Hey, Kiki, what's up, girl? How you doing? Happy Thursday. Now, look, tonight's topic, how do you protect your spark? So I love the fact that Laura Empowhers was my guest tonight because, you know, her brand and everything is about building that confidence, having that clarity and everything within yourself. And I think that when we talk about confidence, it's like, how do you protect it? And I want to be honest with you all as we talk tonight. I have, when we talk about that spark and just the things that we have, I've shrunk sometimes in spaces and in places and in dealings, you know, minimized just in some type of way, just something. And, you know, had to be quickly reminded to protect myself and to protect my spark. And I really, really wanted to just chat with you all about it, because I feel like we talk about confidence, but we don't talk about how to protect that. Because realistically, when you think about the responsibilities of life, different relationships, the environments that you're in, parenthood, marriage, business, everything, when you think about all of those aspects, those are things that can directly attack the spark that you have. And not so much as attack them, but they can impede in some type of way if you allow it. So, you know, when we think about our spark, sometimes it doesn't, you know, it can fizzle out before you even understand that, like, oh my goodness, my spark is kind of going away. And it doesn't fade overnight. It's a gradual process. And, you know, we've all had some things that have just chipped away at us. And I think that the real question is that how do you protect it? How do you stay excited about yourself? How do you stay in your creative bag? How do you stay confident in who you are, your mission, without becoming guarded or without shrinking? And one thing that Laura said earlier that stuck out was that you have to watch and be mindful of the environment. And I've learned that for myself. And let me tell you, as someone that has stayed in places that I wasn't supposed to be for far too long, you only pay in the end when you stay in different places that kind of, you know, it's not in alignment with who you are, where you're going, what you're trying to do. Yeah, I've been quiet, you know, in times where I should have used my voice, tolerated things that had gone far beyond the limits that I knew I had set for myself. We have to be honest. And the first thing that I had to check in immediately when those feelings or whatever it was that came up was, what is the environment like? Now, let me be clear. Sometimes I have contributed to environments that were a little bit heated. Because we got to be real. We got to be accountable here, right? You ever turned up the temperature on your own stuff and wonder why it got hot? I know I'm talking to somebody out here. We've all done it. If you haven't, live a little. Stir chaos from time to time when you need to. And I mean that for real. That's how you protect it. Because sometimes things and situations and places and things will try you. And part of protecting your spark or whatever the case is to make sure that you cleanse the environment around you as much as you can within reason, without harm to yourself or others. Clear the space. Because when we talk about what can we do to protect the spark, that's it. Keep on living. Absolutely. Don't stop. You know, that's the thing. You can't stop. So even when things are going on, because, you know, somebody got somebody around them, whether they could be in a relationship with them, be friends, it's a family member and all that other stuff. And we talk about the hating thing, so we won't take it there, right? But we'll just stick to the fact of, you know, they may not be riding with you in the season that you in at this, you know, at this particular moment. Protecting your spark is continuing to move forward anyway. Persist within good reason. I was sharing with y'all about the show thing. Yeah, you know, got discouraged plenty of times, but I knew that it was something. So I'm just like, I got to keep the spark. I'm like, I got to keep it going. Thank goodness I did. I mean, you know, you have moments where the diligence and those things pay off, but you got to give that diligence that you give for outwardly things just as much as you do for the outward. You got to do it for the inward too. Protect how it is that you feel. I can speak to you all as someone that part of how I was losing my spark was keeping my mouth closed and not speaking up and advocating for myself in situations that required me to use my voice. It required me to say the uncomfortable things and shake things up a little bit in order for there to be resolve, to be change, and for there to be forward movement in some type of way. And I can tell you it's the scariest thing. But I felt like that every time I kept my mouth closed or I allowed someone to, passively aggressively insult me, or just something where I knew I had been violated. Auntie Tracy, you spoke about violation. Let's put that word back on the screen. Violating the very essence of who I am, what it is that you offer, your skills, whatever it is, they violated that. You have to protect yourself from those violations because they'll come quick. You won't even know what to do. Yes, Mar. So true. So true. You won't even know what to do. So part of protecting your spark sometimes is that, rid yourself of the things that's not supposed to be there. The people, the environments. Pivot, shift, do as you need to do. That's how you protect it. Because building confidence, that's its own set of challenges if you're not confident, right? I loved what we talked about with Laura's story about how she openly shared with us that there were certain things that she didn't receive. So it was like she had to learn what that was in her present day life. How many of us have been at that exact crossroads when it comes to how we feel? Or it comes to hearing, words of affirmation, and then you have to figure out a way to give it to yourself. And then when you give it to yourself, you find that the people around you are the different things. It attracts itself to you. But that's already the hard part. But then when you get it, you still have to maintain that on an ongoing basis. So that's how you can protect it. Let me get into Kiki's comment. Protecting what's for you because the enemy loves to steal joy if it doesn't pertain to them. Pat yourself on the back and F what other people think. That part. That is absolutely, that if we could just sum it up, that is how you protect the spark. Protecting what's for you. Pat yourself on the back. Y'all already know. Do things that make you feel alive. Surround yourself even with the people, because sometimes the people that you be around, they can hold you back too. From walking in your full glow of who you are. Igniting the things that you're supposed to ignite. People around you, they'll discourage you. Like, I tell you what, my friends can come to me or anybody, they come to me with all types of ideas and things that they want to do. I'm just like, let's do it. What do you need? How can we help? Auntie Tracy added, then you ask yourself, who is it hurting the most, holding it in? Yeah. It was times that I would cry myself to sleep from holding it in. And you're gonna run into things where people may not be as receptive. Keep your spark anyway. Keep it anyway. It's imperative for you to keep it anyway. That's all you can do. Don't let the responsibilities of life and everything replace your joy and replace what makes you you. Check in with yourself and do a real inventory. This is how you keep your spark. Keep a real inventory of, are you still being lit up from the things that used to ignite you? Are you still lit up? I've been making it a point to be a little bit more cognizant on the things that light me up and the things that may dim me. And it's hard when you have to do that inventory, but it has to be done. It has to be. Kiki said people can absolutely try to stop your purpose because it's not them. Yeah, they will. That phrase of just like, be careful who's on your boat, they might be putting holes in it. It's true. It's true. Yeah, it'll have you mad at yourself if you, Auntie Tracy, I agree with that. It'll have you mad with yourself if you don't acknowledge those things. And just lately, I've just been walking in my truth, keeping it real. I don't always get it right. I'll be the first one to say, like, you know what, I didn't handle that appropriately. That wasn't cool. Could have took a better approach. Have some humility. That keeps the spark going too. So those are just some of the things that I wanted to share. You all drop yours in the comments. I have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to close out with tonight's quote of the night. But for right now, I need y'all to get y'all tickets. Use promo code Liddy.
This ain't your average event. It's an experience. Join us April 25th. It's going down for the LinkedIn Lit Brunch Spring and Summer Edition 2026, where real connections and real conversations and real opportunities are happening. Come and enjoy the food, vendors, spirits, as well as the entertainment by our very own DJ MH Titter in the heart of downtown on Michigan Avenue. Definitely would love to see you. Get those tickets at thebpmediaco.com. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and I'm going to get into these comments before we close out. Auntie Tracy said, in that order, okay, we were talking about keeping that spark alive. What are we sipping tonight, sis? We are sipping strawberry margarita from Cutwater, of course, and then I also had a side of my Hermanas Amigas tequila. This is one of the spirits that will be featured at the Blueprint Media Company presents the Blueprint, not the Blueprint Live. Okay, that's the Hermanas real quick. But no, this is going to be at the LinkedIn Lit Brunch. So y'all make sure that y'all get y'all tickets at the bpmediaco.com. This is one of 6 different spirit partners. I will have Reed Sipsations. She's going to be having drinks that are infused with THC. So I've got a little bit of every thing, but that is what I'm sipping on tonight. And of course, I am sipping out of my MzMetchi Show shot glass. If y'all want some of these, like, let me know if y'all want one. If y'all want to like take a shot with me, let me know. My next one that I'm going to design, it'll have the Blueprint Live on this side. But this is what I have for right now. So that's what I'm sipping tonight, sis. Sip with me. Take a shot with me. Oh. Oh, she said, gonna be mine's be enjoying myself with y'all ladies. Yes, you know what? Kiki always comes and has a good time, and she gets the girlies on the dance floor. So yes, Kiki, I'm so excited to have you back in the room with me. It's going down April 25th. But tonight, for tonight's quote of the night, the quotes always find me, and this one found me at the right time. So I said I was gonna start sharing with y'all when it finds me. Because I just feel like, let's add another layer. It's 2026. However, this one came to me Tuesday night. It did. And I saw it and I said, this is the one. Give yourself permission to live a big life. Step into who you are meant to be. Stop playing small. You're meant for great things. The quote found me. So I'm sharing it with you. Whatever it is that you are trying to minimize or dim or delay, get out of your own way. Give yourself permission to live a big life. Call abundance into your life. Your future self will thank you. Live a big life. Go for it. I know that I'm going for mine, y'all. I thank y'all for being on the journey with me. I thank everyone that was in the Chicagoland area that tuned in on Monday, or that if you didn't tune in, you'll tune in this Saturday at 2:00 on Cable 25 for the MzMetchi Show. I'm excited for everyone that is, stepping into season 2 with me. We've got things to do. I don't want to play small. I'll be up there with the greats in daytime talk or nighttime talk. I don't care. I'll create my own lane. I've been sharing with my friends that this is the year that I choose to live with a little bit more audacity when it comes to the things that I want to do and what God is calling me to do. Because I know he ain't going to call me to it and not get me through. Live with a little bit more audacity this year and beyond for the rest of your life. May you call abundance into your life and like do the work behind it to get there. I'm done playing small. I played small. I played second fiddle. I've played background. I need you all to know that I've played everything but big. And I'm in my big season. I don't know about y'all. Get in your big season. Your big life. The abundance that is yours. It's just waiting on you. It's just waiting on you. I had to share that with y'all tonight. Come on now. Clock it. Clock it, sis. Live a big life. Now, I want to thank everyone for tuning in with me this evening. I know it's been a long week, but we are here. It's Friday Eve, so I hope wherever you are turning up and finishing up your cocktail, because I know I'm finishing up mine. If you haven't already, make sure that you are following the Blueprint Media Company and MzMetchi on all platforms. If you type it in, we pop right up, okay? Just at the BP Media Co. and MzMetchi. Boom. Get your tickets to the LinkedIn Lit Brunch happening on April 25th. Downtown Chicago, we are taking over. Sounds by DJ MH Tuda. We got food by all of the caterers, my spirit partners, my sponsors. Shout out to Warner's, okay? Accounting and tax services. Thank you so much. Like let's take it to the top, okay? Shout out to Build That Brand, the sponsors that are helping to bring this event to life. I love y'all to the moon and back. Okay, I love y'all to the moon and back. Y'all make sure that you follow Laura Empowhers. Please, I dropped everything. I'm going to put it back up before we leave tonight. But you all make sure that you go follow her on Instagram, follow her on Facebook. And if you want to learn more about her services, if you're someone that's looking for some branding assistance for your business, check out her link tree. She's got everything there to get in contact and to start up your services today. If you are in the area, please stop by her beauty supply. I'm being for real that I'm going out there. Like I'm pulling up on my sis. I just need to know the hours. I need to know the hours. So I'm going to get with her, but let's make sure that we support. And if there's anyone that has an architectural background and you are able to provide the things that she needs to help, you are going to be helping a community of women that are looking to break into the hair industry. And you know, and we being real specific. We calling out the help tonight. For real. If you listened in and you can help, let's help. Let's help. Shout out to my sponsors, Live Long Health, Copajn Vodka, Paris Ice Bar, Pretty Curvy Savage, and Fiya Infusions. They help me make it possible every week to bring you all an amazing show with what's going on around you and the hottest people in the industry that you may or may not know or have heard their story. So I hope that you all will continue to support. And until next time, bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Blueprint Live. I'm your girl, MzMetchi. Make sure that you're following me on all platforms at MzMetchi and at the BP Media Co. See y'all next week. Okay, bye.